Falcons fans, welcome into the Thanksgiving special of Out of Your Falcon Mind, an Atlanta Falcons fancast. I am your host, John Yates, my co-host, Mike Cottrell. How you doing on this Thanksgiving morning, buddy?
I'm doing well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Coming to you with the special Johnny Yates.
That's how dedicated we are, man. We're
That's how
Thanksgiving
morning. We on here recording for you guys. Preview of the Atlanta Falcons versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give us our props.
That's right.
Give us our flowers now.
Yeah, and we will apologize because I think we said on the preview or the recap show of the Pats game that we would have it out on Tuesday. Well, as I've said before, we both run businesses, and we were trying to get a lot of stuff done so we could actually take some days off this week. So that didn't work. And then me and the family went to Callaway Gardens last night, saw the Fantasy and Lights. Again, that's our family tradition. We go there every year. And we got home at
how was it? It was good.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah, they got a few new ones this year. I mean, once you've seen it we've seen it literally I don't even know how many times, but it's just one of our things, we do it every year. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it's a drive, man. It was like 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back. And
it's about 2 hours. Yep.
And you're in the car for an hour, going through it almost, so, but I mean, it was fun, man. We, good family time, got a chance to chill a little bit. And we got back about a little after midnight. So, slept in a little bit this morning, and now the wife is getting started on the food, and Liam's playing PlayStation, so we're good.
Yeah. So you got a lot of grub over there?
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot, man. We're gonna we always tear it up. I always end up on the couch by like 4 o'clock asleep.
And that's how you know you did it right. That's how you know you did it right.
Yep. So well, hey guys, on this show, we're going to get to today. We had if you listen to the recap show of the Patriots, there was I don't know what happened with the audio, but around the 10th minute or so, it just sped the hell. I don't think it wanted to listen to the Pats review. I think it was like, that game sucked ass. We're going to just speed right through it. But it literally went through most of our recording, and we apologize for that. But so we'll quickly recap that game for those of you that want to hear it. I mean, we'll just hit the low points, I guess you could say.
I was going to say, I know you wasn't about to say we hit the high notes. I just know that, we hit the low notes.
We'll hit the low notes on those. So we'll hit that up. We're definitely going to preview the Jags game coming up on Sunday. Look at how they compare with us, what injuries they have and what we have, what players to watch out for on their side of the ball, what we have to do to win, and we'll go over our predictions, which, by the way, Liam did win again last week.
Yes, he did.
So he was the closest. He and I both picked the Patriots to win. He was just closer on the score. So he's now 3-0, and we are now still winless. So, I mean,
a kid, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll get one this season.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish out the show. We'll talk about Thanksgiving. So we got to talk about Thanksgiving. I'll talk about our traditions, if we have any, and like how how it was for us growing up, and foods and all kinds of fun shit. So we'll get into that as well. So quickly though, if you guys want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us at Out of Your Falcon Mind on Instagram. We are Out of Your Effin' Mind, just FN on Twitter. You can email us at atlfalconfancast@gmail.com. So those are the best ways. There's a Facebook group. We're on YouTube. You can comment on there. You can every week. We always ask. Please comment. Send in show ideas. If you don't like what we said, sure. If you do like what we said, great. Whatever. That we love the interaction. So that's perfect.
We love the interaction, and don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. It helps us a bunch, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Just the kindness of your heart.
Just the kindness of your heart. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, go subscribe and give us a 5-star review in the spirit of Thanksgiving.
That's right. And if you're a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they don't listen or they're not fans, it's okay. Just take their phone, go to iTunes, click a 5-star, say these guys are awesome, and that's it.
And right after and it's the gift that keeps on giving, because right after you do that, check their text messages and see if they cheating on you. You see what I'm saying? We are spreading so much love and joy through the community. The Out of Your Falcon podcast.
I don't know if that's the giving. That might be yeah. So you can take or leave that last part there.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Depending on how happy you are with
right. But definitely do the first part. Subscribe, leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, if you're on iTunes, those 5-star reviews are great. It really helps us move up the ladder as far as Falcons podcasts. There are quite a few podcasts out there for Falcons. They're all the ones I've listened to are great, and we just want to be one of the ones you guys listen to. So that's great. All right, man. So the Patriots game. So what we missed, or what the recording messed up on last week, dude, there wasn't a whole lot good to talk about. We did not play good in any phase of the game: offense, defense, special teams. I mean, Matt was almost killed a few times. I don't know what else to say, really. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was the theme of that game was the offensive line couldn't protect Matt Ryan. He got Matt Ryan was he got sacked 4 times and got hit 12 times. That's unacceptable. You can't win like that. And we couldn't run the ball. Our offensive line did absolutely nothing. Matt even got hurt. So bad game for us. It was no highlight. It was nothing to touch on. The only highlight of the game was if you actually watched it and you heard the way Troy Aikman spoke about Matt Ryan so enthusiastically. He really stood up for him with a lot of different points. Like at a few points during the game, he kept talking about Matt Ryan. So that was cool. But that was it. Yeah.
I mean, AJ played good again. Terrell. I think Foye was our lead tackler. He got a sack, which was cool. I think we had 2 sacks during that game. Eric Harris had one, had a half a sack. Dante Fowler had a half a sack. So yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, overall. Then listening to the press conference too, Arthur Smith talking about those last 2 games, he said, when you become obvious, talking about the play calling, then that's you're dead in the water. I mean, they both in both games. I mean, we couldn't run the ball as usual. So when you're in obvious passing downs, I mean, it makes it so much easier for the defense. I mean, they know what you're going to do.
So much easier. Yeah.
So I mean, they can tee off. They can bring extra rushers if they want. They don't need to against our offensive line, but
and we don't have the offensive line that you should be teeing off against. Like we can't even withstand the regular 3 rushes. So when you tee off, it will be a sack or a busted play.
Exactly. And not to just throw the offensive line under the bus and run them over a few times, but just to give you an idea, as I put out a few tweets this week, and actually one, I don't know if you saw it, Mike. I did a mock draft. You can do mock drafts, like this little online. There's this little creator, and it'll basically you can pick your team, and you can pick if you want to, you pick your players, but it picks all the other players for the other teams based on their needs. So of course, it's not going to be perfect. Of course, it's just right. Going through it. So anyway. I picked offensive lineman Tyler Linderbaum with my first pick, and that he's the guy I was talking about. That's at Iowa, right? So he's I think of like 1,000. I can't remember what the stats are ridiculous. He's allowed 7 pressures in his career or something like that. And if you watch some of the clips of this dude, there's a clip online, him pulling on a run play, and that dude, I swear to God, man, he is out front leading the charge. He is downfield throwing guys down. I mean, like, I was like, that is impressive as hell. Yeah. So that got a lot of love. It also got a few that were like, hell no, I don't want to draft offensive line again. If we draft offensive line, I'm gonna, what I was like, which is puzzling.
Did you watch the Patriots game at all?
Yeah. I mean, what happens if we go get a wide receiver with the first pick or running back with the first, what good does that do you if your line still can't protect?
Yes.
I mean, and you can say all you want, they just need to play better. Well, they do, but they may not be that talented, and they may reach their ceiling. And then if that's their ceiling, then that's not good enough.
Yeah. Why buy a new microwave when your roof is missing? Like, you have to have priorities. And if you watch the Dallas game or the Patriots game, If you know football, that was the glaring thing. Like, man, we need help on the offensive line. Like, we can't run or pass if we don't have the offensive line. So there is no get something else before the offensive line. That is the priority. There's nothing we need more than offensive line. Where if you saw the last game, we did not score. We scored 0 points.
Here it is. We've in our last 27 possessions, we've scored 0 touchdowns. 27 possessions.
27. Damn, I did not know. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you guys want to see the video, our buddy Russell Irving posted it on Twitter. It's of Linderbaum and that play I was just talking about. But yeah, I mean, here it is: 17 pressures and over 1,000 career pass blocking snaps.
Damn. Yeah,
it's pretty solid. He's number 6 right now on the Pro Football Focus draft board.
Hopefully, I hope they're thinking like you.
Yeah, I mean, I would be fine if we went with a pass rusher too, to be honest, because I mean, we need both. Either line, I'll be just
either
fine.
Line.
There's a huge push for Jordan Davis if he's there, and I sent you a picture of him.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen him yet, but
he is on billboards on the highway.
Yeah,
if you drive in Georgia, yeah,
he's freaking huge. Yeah, he's like a giant human. But anyway, just for shits and giggles here, my picks were, and it's funny because I mean these are like a bunch of Georgia players, but that wasn't by design. They were just there, and they were one of the better players on the board, so I took them.
Okay.
So Linderbaum went first. Trayvon Walker, who's an edge rusher, I took in the second round. I took Nolan Smith, who, if Nolan Smith drops to the third round, dude, and he's there for us, just look at some of his clips from Georgia.
Is he defensive line?
He is a linebacker, and he leads that entire. He's a leader of that defense.
Okay,
he's a guy that you want on your team. Trust me.
Okay.
And then Jamari Salyer as an offensive lineman again from Georgia, in the 5th round. And then Alante Taylor, who's a corner, because we definitely need a corner still.
Yes.
Yes. And depending on what happens with what's his name? Dude who got hurt. Mine went blank. Anyway, Isaiah Oliver. And then Trey Turner, wide receiver from Virginia Tech in the 6th. And then if Brian Robinson is still there, running back to Alabama in the 7th, I think you got to take him. I mean, he may not be like some of these Alabama backs, the Derrick Henrys and the Najee Davises and stuff like that. But he's a really solid running back. If we haven't taken one by then, or if we don't have another option, I mean, I think that'd be a solid choice. But I mean, you can go like, I was joking with somebody on Twitter. I was like, man, we got so many needs. It's just, I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you fill one of them and we start knocking one of those needs off. Then I mean, we're making progress. So,
now I ask you this: can you save that? Or can you, because I want to compare that to what we actually do.
Yeah, I got it.
When they come around to it.
Yeah, I tweeted it out. So it's in the universe forever. Yeah.
Perfect. We will bring that up during the draft. I just want to see how close they got to it.
Yeah. And then another few offensive linemen that might be good. Evan Neal, who's the left tackle at Alabama right now. He hasn't allowed a single sack in 439 snaps this season.
Now that's impressive.
Pretty good. And then as far as defensive guys, and I hate to keep harping on Alabama, but y'all know I'm an Alabama fan, so of course that's what I see every week. Will Anderson has pressured the QB at a higher rate than any other edge rusher in college football, and that's Pro Football Focus as well. So yeah, I mean he's had 124 pressures over the last 2 seasons. The next closest is 88.
Okay, damn. Okay,
the dude's pretty decent. Check him out.
That is pretty.
Yeah,
I know Matt Ryan would like him.
He would like he'd like the offensive or defensive line because both are going to help him out regardless, for sure. So anyway, guys, that was I've got a little off topic there, but I did want to show you guys the offensive line. I did. We started talking about it and I forgot the ratings for the offensive line per Pro Football Focus. This will give you an idea. So our highest rated offensive lineman this year is, who would you think? It'd be pretty obvious, right?
Jake Matthews.
Correct. At a big 66.9. That's our highest rated offensive lineman. And just going down the line there, Jalen Mayfield at a big 47.7. Matt Hennessy at a 66.3. He's almost there with Jake. Lindstrom, I'm sorry. I totally botched that. Chris Lindstrom is our highest rated.
Oh, he is?
Lineman. Yep, he's at 78. So and he's done good. He's done well. We've talked about him. He's done well.
Yeah.
Year. That's actually now McGarry on the other hand, 54.4. And that's not where you want your right tackle to be.
Yeah.
So outside of Lidstrom, Matthews okay, Hennessy okay. I mean, it's just blah. I mean, it's one of the lower rated offensive lines in the league.
It really is.
Just a fact of
That's
the matter.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Yeah. So anyway, so we don't really want to spend any more time on the Pats game, but it sucked. If y'all watched it, if you were like us and watched the whole game, it was terrible. So getting into the Jags game coming up on Sunday, the Jags are 2-8. Going down there to visit them in Jacksonville. They are 27th in total offense. We are 29th. They are 24th in passing per game. We are 20th. They are 17th in rushing yards per game. No surprise. We are 30th. They are 31st in points per game, which is worse than us. I mean, they're actually down. They're almost dead last in points per game. We're 26 with 17.8. And just as a side note, they have the worst third down conversion in the league.
Okay.
So that kind of helps.
So we should be able to go in here and dominate. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah. Maybe.
Man, so Trevor Lawrence has never had a QBR of 100 or higher. Okay. This dude is he's a rookie. I'm not judging him. I'm just saying he is struggling.
Yeah, he's suffering from some of the same issues that Matt is. His offensive line has really not did him any favors this year
at all. And so he's struggling. So we should be able to go in here and kind of do some numbers to a rookie struggling quarterback. That should be but again, it's the Falcons, and we have gotten embarrassed the last 2 games.
Yep.
So 2 games in a row, we actually embarrassed ourselves. So it should be interesting how we bounce back.
I mean, watching the press conference and Arthur talking about, it would be different if we hadn't shown what we can be this year, on a positive level. It'd be different. But, he said we may look at things differently, but we have shown what it can look like when we do things we're supposed to do, and do it the right way, do like we're supposed, like they're coached to do, right? So, and you're playing a team like the Jaguars that, I mean, it's the NFL. You never know. They beat the Bills, 9-6 a few weeks ago, and then they get blown out the next week. So you never know what team's going to show up. You don't know, what players are going to do their job, what players are not going to do their job. And it kind of boils down to, I mean, it's cliche, but what Belichick was responsible for is do your job. If every player and Matt hit on it too in his press conference, that they have to do their job individually. They can't try to do too much. You can't try to be a hero and go out of their way and do stuff. They just have to do what they're supposed to do for that play. And that's offense and defense. And we've seen that mixed up, I don't know, countless times in the last few weeks. So that's got to improve. I mean, that's just, for us to, even with the Jaguars being, I do think, they're not as talented as we are, clearly. They're hurting at the wide receiver position just like we are. Their top receivers, Marvin Jones, Jamal Agnew was just placed on IR this week. Tavon Austin didn't practice yesterday. He's questionable. So you're looking at their 2, Marvin Jones and Laquan Treadwell, probably being their top 2 receivers. So they're hurting there. Their offensive line's not great. Their running game's okay, even with their kind of crappy offensive line. But looking at, James Robinson was questionable with a heel, so he may not go. Carlos Hyde will be running back if he is hurt and he can't go. And looking on their defensive side of the ball with their injuries, Tyson Campbell and Shaquille Griffin were both questionable. And they're both their left and right starting cornerbacks. So,
that may help us tremendously.
Yeah, all the help we can get for all receivers, all the help they can get, because this is also from Pro Football Focus, but I read it actually on our friends, the Falcons Corner. They have a little blog that they run, which is great if you guys want to check that out on Twitter. We don't have a receiver that ranks in the top 85 per Pro Football Focus. 85 receivers are, and we're not in the top 85. This
is turning out to be a struggle year. It's sad when it happens like this, because you got to pick a struggle. We should struggle on the offensive side, or we should struggle on the defensive side.
Mhm.
Never both. Man, I read stats that said one, we allow 4.5 yards per rush against the Patriots. Just think of that. Like, you handing the ball off to somebody and y'all getting damn near 5 yards every time you run the ball. Like,
Second and short's easy to do.
that is, I mean, that's almost 5 yards. That's ridiculous. And teams are completing over 70% of the passes thrown against us.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. So you can't stop the pass or run, man. Pick a struggle. And then, so when we struggle on offense, it's like we literally put up 0 points and get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when
badly.
we struggle on both offense and defense, we get embarrassed. So you got to pick a struggle, man. That 4.5 yards per rush was embarrassing. And the last 4 games, Matt Ryan, man, this broke my heart. Last 4 games, Matt Ryan got 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Yeah. Definitely a few of them were on him and a few were on his receivers.
Yeah.
Plenty of blame to go around.
Man, we definitely, I say this every week, not to rush the man. We definitely are feeling the effects of no Calvin Ridley, man.
Oh, yeah, big time.
It's like fighting with one arm tied behind your back, like you missing something that could help you tremendously. And without it, everybody know what you're about to do. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these guys just can't, I mean, they're just not it. I mean, they can't get separation. They can't, I mean, it's been, I mean, we've shown it now. It's not just a flash in the pan. I mean, we've seen this over several weeks. I mean,
the only reason why I'm kind of hopeful is for you to tell me that the cornerbacks are out and the Jaguars. Oh, question. Okay. Yeah. And the Jaguars are notorious. They have low numbers in QB sacks and QB hits. So they don't get a lot of pressure. I told you, anytime it's a team that doesn't get a lot of pressure, I'm betting with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to hope that the boys on our line play better. I mean, the only guys I worry about on their defense, and Miles Jack is probably their best player on defense. He's everywhere, but he's actually hurt too. I don't know. I don't know if he participated in practice or not, but he's definitely still questionable for Sunday. And then Josh Allen on the defensive end, one of their edge rushers, he's rated at 84.9 by Pro Football Focus. And he's going to line up across from Matthews. So Matthews will have his hands full with him. And then Smoot at their other end is going to line up across from McGarry, and he's got a 70.9 rating. So both ends, both edge rushers for them are okay. Like I said, Allen's probably definitely the better of the two. So we got to make sure. But I feel better with knowing that Matthews will be primarily responsible for him during the game. Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, our defensive line, Grady is our highest rated D lineman, which is no shocker there. And everybody else, yeah, I mean, he's at 70. And then, I mean, his rating too, I mean, his rating, just like everybody else's, is affected by the guy next to you and the guy next to him. If everybody's doing their job, then your rating's going to be higher because you're going to get,
because there's really no way he should be at a 70. That's kind of insulting.
No, because I mean, but you look at the rest of the D line, they're all 55 and under.
So it kind of brought him, great.
So I mean, it's just he doesn't have any help around him. Our highest rated defensive player is no surprise, AJ Terrell, 82.6. So
that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's
what is Matt Ryan now? I know it's tanking.
I didn't even look, man. I didn't even look this week. I think, I mean, between weeks 3 and 7, he was at 93. I remember seeing that stat. So he's probably in the 80s, I'm guessing, over the last few weeks, But yeah, I mean, looking at, just on paper, I mean, yeah, we should. You would think we could score an actual touchdown this week. I mean, against this defense.
Yes.
Yes. The run game has got to get going. Matt talked about it in his press conference, how important it was to just the entire success of the offense. And he, Matt, like we talked about before, he's the ultimate teammate. He's never going to throw anybody under the bus. He's going to take most of the blame himself. But he said, we've got to all do better. Our job, we just got to do better as a unit. Because he's like, if we can't run the ball, if you can run the ball successfully, it opens up play action. It takes the pressure off the defense a little bit more, our defense, because we're on the field a little bit longer. I mean, it does so many things. Makes pass protection a little bit easier.
Yep.
So when you can't and you become one dimensional like we've been for most of the season, barring a few different games, it makes it impossible. If you don't have the line to protect, then you're really fighting, like you said, with one arm behind your back already, and then you're missing talent on the wide receiver side. So it boils down to what Arthur Smith said: is everybody has to do their job and play smarter. They just have to play smarter. I mean, period.
And we can't have penalties or anything like that. I mean, we already too bad to be having penalties, but I want to say this too. We've not only been one-dimensional this season, we've been one-dimensional damn near since Matt Ryan got there. Just no running game to speak of. Yeah, just no running game. And like John said, man, the advantage your defense has when they know you're gonna throw. Like, they all sitting back, like they know you're gonna throw. Like, it's way harder to complete those passes, way harder to have a big play when they know when you run it, it may be 2 yards.
Yeah.
But when they run it, it's gonna be 5 yards. It's not a good,
Mm-hmm. And one of the responses I had actually when I to that draft photo that I've posted was one guy said that, Matt needs to do more. And I don't disagree. He's got to be a little bit better. I mean, they all do, but Matt is what he is. Like, he's not a running quarterback. He does move in the pocket. If you watch the game,
yes.
And it's not about, and it's like Breeze or some of the other quarterbacks. Brady's footwork is fantastic in the pocket. He can move up and back, left and right. And that's all you have. And all it takes is, and it doesn't mean it's just being smart in the pocket. When the pocket collapses, you can feel the pressure. Sometimes all it takes is one step forward, that guy's by you, or one step to the left and he's by you, and it buys yourself more time. That's all it is. He can't really do much more of that. I mean, if you're wanting him to run, I mean, it is what Matt is, what he is. I mean, like, it's, you know what I mean? I don't know what else you really,
he's not taking off and run. And I never really say he got to do it, because I feel like this. There are passes that I've seen him throw this season that Matt shouldn't have thrown, man.
Oh, sure.
Just no excuse. Man, there's no excuse for it. You can't throw some of those balls. But I can never ask him to do more, because I feel like if any one player was the logo for fighting with one arm behind his back, it would be Matt Ryan, because it's like he's the one, like I think you said he got, what did you say, 1.2 seconds to let the ball go or something?
No, 2.3.
2.3 seconds, man. That is ridiculous. Like, on every play, you got 2 seconds. Like, height throw. Like, height throw. Like, you have that amount of time. Like, that is ridiculous, man. So he's already at a handicap. I could never ask him to do more with that offensive line.
Yeah.
And two, if he had a good offensive line, he was missing throws and making bad reads, then we could have a conversation about him doing more.
Exactly.
But while he's at that disadvantage, I can't really say it's him.
Yeah, and like he said about players, trying to do too much. I mean, he's responsible. Doing this. I mean, some of those throws he made is probably him trying to force balls that.
Man, on the third down, he tried. Yep, and he does do that. I've seen him do it a few times. Very disappointing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, I think he's just trying to make something happen out of nothing, and that's, it kind of is what it is. But Eric Harris had some interesting comments in his press conference this week. They asked him, what they thought the difference was. I'm paraphrasing here, but from the previous wins that we had going into that, what happened in Dallas and the Patriots, and he said maybe it was a lack of focus. That, when we have some success, that players kind of sit and kind of like, okay, they feel like, which kind of blew me away. That, I mean, I think it kind of went under the radars, like on the media side of things. But to me, I was like, man, really? Like, a lack of focus? Like, who do you think you really are? Like, on that you can afford to lose focus? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we're being too harsh, but I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, you're not.
No, you have.
Not top-rated defense. I mean,
yeah. It's like an arrogant, ugly person. Like, it's like, what do you bet? Like, it's like, I'm proud that you feel great about yourself, but like, what are you basing it on?
Yeah, right.
Like, like I don't see what you would be basing it on. Where does the arrogance come from or the complacency come from? It ain't like, yeah, man, we could really run that ball, or we could really throw it,
Right.
or we could really stop the run, or we could really stop the pass, or we really like, what are we really good at that we, I mean, where did you get the complacency from?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know how you base that on. Like, what did you base? I don't know what you even base that on, man. But he has to be telling the truth of what he see in the locker room and things like. So that's interesting comment. He got it from somewhere.
It is, and he's one of the leaders on the defense. I mean, he's one of the more older guys on the defense. I mean, and we have a fairly young defense, so these guys are going to have to learn, man. This is how you, that's not how you create a winning culture. I mean, you're not gonna if you lose. That's why the Patriots are so good. That's why Alabama's so good every year. Nick Saban does not let those guys lose focus, and if they do, I mean, then well, I mean, that's probably the last time it's going to happen for this season. Because I mean, so I mean, I don't know, man. I just had that comment caught me off guard. I was like, wow, really? I didn't expect that. But just looking at and a few of the other comments from the presser with Arthur Smith was interesting too. He said, when you guys are watching on film or when you guys are watching on TV and you see a mistake that's made or a bad play, and maybe it was a sack or maybe it was something else that went wrong. He's like, you're not always seeing exactly what the problem was. He's like, there might have been. He goes, this goes back to everybody doing their job, because and of course he's not going to get into the in-depth schemes of the team or anything like that at a press conference, but he said, like maybe the receiver didn't run the right depth. Maybe he didn't get a proper release. Maybe, this guy heard something different. Like it all boils down to, like it's not as bad as it looks sometimes. And sometimes it's worse. And sometimes, we just don't know watching from the outside because we're fans, we know whatever. And we see what we see on the TV or we see what we see when we're at the game. And we're like, oh man, that's like, that's a blown coverage there. Well, no, he might have been right. It could have been somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, so right.
It's all kind
Good
of
point.
So that was, I thought that was a little interesting from him too, just kind of because he's not stupid. He knows the team's getting a lot of blowback from those last two performances. I mean, one of the reporters asked him. I can barely hear some of the questions on their recording. So, but one of them asked him about, is this more of a rebuild or is this what than you thought? Is this team more in that type of situation?
Ooh, interesting good question. I gotta hear this answer.
And he said, again, I'm paraphrasing all this stuff, but he said, you're not going to put words in my mouth. He goes, we know what we had. We knew what we had.
Okay.
And and he said he goes, and he kind of went back to again saying, we've been successful. We're 4-6. We're not out of it this year. If we put a good performance with it this year, this coming week, we're not out of it this year.
That's facts.
And that is a fact. I mean, we didn't mention it yet, but we are still sort of in the playoff run. I mean, depending on how things go. I mean, it's comical to think about when we look at the last two games.
It is, yeah.
But I mean,
it's true.
Mathematically, it's possible.
Yes, it is possible.
So, I thought his answer was good because he's never going to say, yeah, this was a pretty shit roster. You're right. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but it's pretty damn bad. I mean, he's not going to say that. I mean, just like Matt's not going to say, dude, these offensive linemen I got are fucking trash. I mean, they got to be.
Yeah, yep. He's never going to say that. Yeah, that's yep.
Yeah, so I mean, they're all they're going to do what they have to do behind closed doors, and they're going to keep it to themselves. And which is what you expect. I don't want that stuff getting out in the media. That doesn't create more drama around the team, and you don't need that, especially when you're a young team, when you're trying to grow, and a new head coach and everything. So, I was cool with that. But I mean, I think for us to win on Sunday, man, we just.
Hey, so did you hear? Did you watch any of the Matt Ryan press conferences that he's been speaking for the last 2 weeks? Have you seen him speak?
Yeah.
What was he frustrated, like visibly, or was he what did he say about the last two games? If you recall, like what was his spirit about?
Matt's funny, man. Just because you watch Matt on the field and he is in people's ass and he's fiery and everything, and then Matt to the media is totally different. Matt is
He is.
very calm
Yes.
and collected, and he's going to
All
say
right.
what Matt is. I mean, he's a politician, man. Like
Yes, he really is.
behind the
He could be
microphone.
a politician. He looked like a politician. He dressed like a politician,
I
talked like a
mean,
politician.
yeah, he's not going to, like we just said, he's not going to throw anybody on the bus. He was clearly
Never.
frustrated. I mean, yeah, you could tell just by the look on his face and by the tone of his voice that, yeah, I mean, like, we have got to do better. It's frustrating for him and the whole team, but, so yeah, he's definitely frustrated with it. But I mean, again, he sees those guys because we're outsiders looking in, we're fans, we make our judgments. He's with those boys every day working.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Like, so they see each other and they don't see the type of, we're like, man, he sucks. Matt doesn't look at the dude like he sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He sees either potential or he sees, something that he's shown him before that it's possible. Like, and an example of that is last week with Quadri Allison. Like Arthur Smith said, he really liked the way he ran the ball last week. So he's going to get some more opportunities this week. That's,
Okay.
So that's, possibly good. I mean, if Cordell's back, I'd rather see Cordell back there.
Yes.
Doing his thing. But
I'm with you.
But we didn't talk about the Falcons injuries, but he did practice this week. So he's going to hopefully be back. If he's practicing, that's a good sign.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should be good there. So, I mean, we don't really have, I mean, most of our guys should be back there. I mean, injury wise, except for, of course, Ridley is out still. And
hey, have you heard anything about Ridley? Any
no,
words?
And they asked Arthur again, and he said, we haven't heard anything. And he said, as soon as we do, we'll let you know, which, I mean, he's not going to say if Cal, I mean, they could be in touch with Calvin,
but he's not going to spread his, yeah, true.
But he's not going to, but he is eligible to come back now. He can come back anytime now. So we can, as soon as he's ready, we can bring him back. Yeah. So he can play that week. So it's, I don't know. Do you see Diggs' comments this week on mental health from Buffalo?
No.
I think I tweeted it or retweeted.
Please tell me it was positive.
It was. Yeah, very positive. They actually asked him about Calvin and everything, and you should.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
It's 2 minutes. Go watch it. It's 2 minutes.
Okay.
If you guys didn't see it, go watch it. It's
it's
really worth the watch because he speaks about how he didn't used to be I guess kind of sympathetic or empathetic. He was more of a kind of tough love type of guy, but he realized as he got older that, that not everybody's that way. Not everybody thinks the same way, not everybody responds the same way to certain things. So what works for him probably may not work for somebody else, So it was really thoughtful. I thought it was a really good thing there. But yeah, anyway, so overall our health wise, we're decent. I mean, Matt was dinged up in that game with the toe, but he'll play. He's not gonna, he'll be fine. So, I mean, like I said, for us to win, man, I think we just have to be more successful. I think if we can run the ball, if we can get, like you said a few weeks ago, if we can just get 80 to 100, man, I think we win the game. To be honest,
I'm gonna be honest, 80 to 100, because I'm not saying that's prolific. That is the constant threat of an effective run game.
Yeah,
that you can play. When Matt can play action and you can't just dial in on the pass, he's gonna tell you this. He's gonna have 300 yards passing and 2-3 touchdowns if you can get him a running game of about 100 yards or like 80 yards. That's all you. But we can't be getting no 26 yards.
No,
that's
we
not.
Can't be, no, 30 to 40.
How do you get 26 yards on 20 something rush? Like that's like a yard and something. Jesus, man.
Yeah, no, it's bad, man. I mean, yeah. So if we run the ball just decent, just enough to keep them off of our pass. Game. Just
enough to keep him honest. Enough to keep him honest. Like, I don't know if this is the run or pass.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at it, man. It's it's two not great teams going against each other, like it was a few weeks ago with the Dolphins and the Jets. So you hope that our game plan is better and that we execute how we're supposed to execute. I like our chances based on the last two performances. They've been so bad that, I mean, you've got to think that there's going to be improvement. I mean, you just have to, and like you said with Trevor's having a tough time this year. So, and I'm not sold on Urban Meyer as an NFL head coach.
Me neither.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think we go down there, we get the win. I feel actually weirdly confident this week that we get the win, even though they're 2-8. And we should just feel confident. I think, just overly confident, but it is the Falcons, and we find ways to do things that other teams can't. But I think we run the ball, give Matt a little bit of time. Offensive line's got to step up, and I don't know. I just, I think we just, even with our lack of talent on the wide receiver core, they're good enough to get it done when there's a little bit of time to. Because like I said, and like you said, 2.3 seconds, they're barely into their routes, and this is this is not every
steps into
right. And it's not we're not saying that he gets 2.3 seconds per snap. That's just the average.
Right.
Sometimes the offensive line does their job collectively, and he's got plenty of time to throw.
Yep.
We're just talking about the average.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear that y'all, up on Matt Ryan again, because that's just a fact.
Yeah.
So with the last 2 weeks, it just seems like if we did get time, we dropped the ball, or the passes were overthrown. Or it was nothing. When something went right, something else went wrong. It was like we could never do everything right at the same time. So hopefully that changes this week. I just feel better this week. I mean, just overall, I think we get the win. What say you, man?
I'm gonna say we get the win, but I'll be honest with you. I say we get the win, but in a very underwhelming performance. Like, we win, but we don't. It's the Jaguars. You know how we should win. I think we win by like a touchdown, like on some 21-14 type thing. I don't think.
We'll get to our. We'll just go ahead and do our predictions. That was actually my prediction was 2013 Falcons. 2013.
Yeah, I'm saying 21-14. Yeah, 20. Yeah, that's.
So you're saying 21-14, yeah.
21-14. Because I think we do it, but I think we do it in the fourth quarter. I think we, I think
right. I'm the same way. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think we go in there and we punish it. I think we do it in the fourth quarter.
No, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking last week. I think I was feeling super confident or super stupid, but we really were excited. I think I said 31. That we were going to, because I just felt coming off the Cowboys game, we were to come out there and like show out, like this was not us, like this is who we are, even against the Patriots defense. I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing that again. So I'm dialing that back down to, I do think we score a few touchdowns, though I just don't see how we don't this week.
Johnny Yates reeling it in, everybody. Reeling in his fandom.
Got to. So I mean, and we'll get, if Liam is up here in a little bit, we'll get his prediction. He's I think he's downstairs helping out with the
while we got time, since this is the Thanksgiving Out of Your Falcon Mind special. Johnny Yates. Okay, 2 questions I got. Number 1, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food out of the whole spread? If you had to pick one thing, favorite Thanksgiving food.
Favorite Thanksgiving food, man. If it's a solid sweet potato casserole, like with walnuts and I mean, it's cinnamon and everything. That's my favorite side dish for sure.
So this is why we're brothers, because that is mine. That's just what I was thinking of that.
We didn't talk about that prior to the game either, prior to the show.
We really didn't. I was thinking, hey man, I'm going on a little date Thanksgiving thing today, and that's all I've been thinking about. I don't care how the date go or if they like me, and I could care less. I'm thinking about if they have that.
You going to her family's house?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah. So like, I'm gonna try to see what I'll try to do. I hope we're not all sitting at a table and we all can have our plate and kind of walk around, because at the table I'm gonna get grilled and I don't want to do that, So I'm hoping I can just be like, oh hey, it's a game on, and go float away and watch the game. But my only concern is the sweet potato. That is amazing. Like that, if that's done right, it is amazing.
Well, Amanda fixes a fantastic one. So if you need to come on over, we should have some.
Yes. Hey, do you recall you took me to a steak place and we had like it was like a peanut butter cake or something. It was amazing. It was like peanut butter.
That was Gumbo's in Douglasville. The peanut butter pie.
What did I eat? It was peanut butter pie.
Yeah.
Hey, underrated. Amazing, wasn't it? Underrated. Overrated. Underrated peanut butter pie, ladies and gentlemen. That stuff was good. Yeah, peanut butter pie.
Right, it was fantastic. Yeah,
fantastic peanut butter pie. So that's made from real peanut butter.
Yeah. It's almost like an ice cream type of like consistency. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like when
it was
it's cold and
amazing.
it's just like,
Y'all
yeah,
got to
man.
try that.
Yeah.
Y'all got to try peanut butter
Yeah.
pie.
Man, I bet This Is It does a hell of a spread around Thanksgiving, man.
Ooh, I bet. Oh man, that's amazing. Yeah. If y'all, so I'm sure some people are on here from Georgia and the local restaurant. This Is It. Me and John used to eat here like twice a week, if not 3 times a week. Like we spent a lot of money. Like we have supported. This Is It. Yeah.
I got a lot of funny looks.
Yeah, John got a lot of funny looks going into This Is It, talking about he want collard greens and some other shit. But man, we went all the time and we enjoyed. I would bet.
Well, they knew us. I mean, they knew our names. I mean, every time we came in.
We literally they knew our names, where we were sitting, all that. I bet their Thanksgiving spread is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Shout out to that. I miss that place, man. That was.
Yeah, I do too, man. We gotta go one day.
We do. We
gotta go. Hey, so did you know that it's a few more of them? Because remember, it was only like 2 or 3. It's about 5 or 6 of them now. We drive around Georgia. Good. Yeah. So good, it's so yeah, I said the same thing. So name just what are you thankful for, John Yates? Go.
Man, I mean, of course, everybody's healthy this year.
Yeah,
with all the madness going around.
Yes, yes.
I mean, the fact that the business is still doing well. Mm-hmm. The Braves winning the World Series.
You gotta be thankful for that.
I mean, that made my year, man. My Premier League team, Chelsea, won the Champions League earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Thankful for those guys. They're killing it again this year. Mm-hmm. The Falcons, even though they drive me nuts, man, I'm still thankful for them boys. Mm-hmm. And this podcast, man, and your friendship. I mean,
my friendship. You gotta throw me in, honey.
I'm thankful for you.
The Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast, Thanksgiving special. I'm gonna say, what am I? I'm grateful for. I'm gonna tell you this, and this is real. The main thing will probably be fun. Like I enjoy life because it's fun. Like I have a lot of fun in my life.
Absolutely.
So that got to be number 1. But I think 2 is we all experience a year. Like you start off as a kid where you have like your mom, your dad, and you have like your siblings, right? Mm-hmm. And the older you get, like the more probable it is that, man, like 1 year it'll be a person missing, right? Mm-hmm. They're gonna pass away, and until that happens, you got to enjoy every one of those. If you got your father, you better enjoy it with your father, because you never know if this is your last, And you got your mom, enjoy it with your mom and your siblings, because you just never know, man, when somebody gonna leave and it'll be your last Christmas with them. So I'll be in heaven because I got, even if we argue and everybody don't be, mm-hmm. we alive and we can call each other and we can text and joke around and we can watch football and talk trash. And you got to be thankful for that, man. If you sitting with your parent today or your siblings today, you got to be grateful, man, because there's a lot of people who going to be sad today from somebody who was here last year, who not present this year. Yeah, you got to be grateful for that.
I can speak, unfortunately, from experience, man. I mean, my dad passed away, in 17, and and that was, it's tough, man. Every year it sucks. I mean, it's because we were going to get into growing up, man. I just have nothing but like great memories of Thanksgiving Day, but it was always, my dad always had the games on. It was always,
that's what I'm saying.
Like the theme song to Fox NFL, like that's, we would watch the pregame, mom's in the kitchen cooking stuff, with whatever. And, it's like, and I didn't, even at a young age, when I was 10, 11 years old, when, you can't even focus on one thing for more than 30 minutes. Like I would literally sit there and watch the entire pregame. I'd watch and we would just sit there all day and watch the games. Yeah. And there's the best memories, man. And like, so, like Liam, we'll do the same thing. We've been doing the same thing because he's the same way. And
you'll never forget that. Like you didn't forget it. He'll never forget that. Correct. And I just think that's dope. And we got to cherish those, man. Cause like I said, you just never know when it'll be your last Christmas or your last Father's Day, your last Mother's Day with your parents. So our parents are annoying at times and they overbearing at times and they can get on your nerves, but you only get 2 of them.
Yep.
And they not going to be perfect because you're not perfect, but really appreciate your parents, man, because one day you won't get to. It'll be a memory. So when you got them here, play cards with them, joke around with them. If the food nasty, just say it's amazing anyway.
That's right.
Because your aunt made it. You know what I mean? Just put it in a napkin and go to the bathroom, you know?
Yep.
Put it in a napkin and go to the bathroom. That's all you got to do.
Words
but just, I say really though, just grateful, man, that I've had a lot of people I know pass away, but I have to say that everybody in my inner circle that's close to me is still here. So I'm in heaven every holiday just to know that. Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, it changes more as you get older because you start realizing those things. Because when you're younger, you know, like your parents kind of have that invincibility type of aura. Like, you know, you don't think about those things unless you've experienced it already or some kind of, you know, tragedy or something like that. You know, I mean, my dad was older, so like I knew, you know, I wasn't stupid. I mean, like, you know, he wasn't going to live forever. You know, so, you know, I mean, it was terrible, you know, when it happened, you know, but I mean, as you get older, you kind of realize those things. And, you know, if you're a younger person listening to this podcast, man, take what Mike said to heart. And, you know, it's 100% true. But what about you when you were growing up, Thanksgiving, anything stand out to you?
Hey, man, I remember coming up for that day. It was always a day where football is so big in my house. Like my mom is really into football. My dad is into it and brothers into it. So I'm gonna tell you what stands out to me the most is it's like Dallas is always on, right? And it's my mom's team. So they always play on Thanksgiving. We always all sit and we watch Dallas, but then me and my brother would play Madden for the rest of the day. Like we would eat food and play. Like it would just, we'd go in our room and it was Madden. And however it was on the games on TV, if it was snowing when the Lions was playing, we played in the snow on Madden. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Or if it was raining, we played on rain. And we just played for 9-10 hours in a row until we went to sleep. I never forget. Some of my best experiences in life are playing Madden with my brother. Like, because we had every one of them since we was like 9 or 8. And we spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours playing that with each other. So I remember, you know what will always be a part of Thanksgiving to me is John Madden. I remember John Madden's voice calling the game when I was little. I remember him and Pat Summerall. I can hear it in my head when he was calling Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. I remember that voice. Yeah. And I always remember that. I know, and he used to have a turkey. Remember, he would give a turkey away.
Oh, of course.
I'll never forget John Madden because he's a part of Thanksgiving. Like, I wish he would call Thanksgiving games once a year just to, you know, it's John Madden.
He and Pat Summerall, that was a classic duo, man.
Classic, man.
And as Pat got older, you know, he started getting confused and missing the different jersey numbers.
Michael Jordan does it again. Like the Cowboys and the Vikings are playing.
Bless his heart, man.
Bless his heart.
But they were an iconic duo, man.
Amazing.
No, I agree. I was the same way, man. I used to play Madden nonstop. You played it recently? Do you still get it? Or
I didn't get the new place, so I don't have the PlayStation 5. So I haven't had it since the 4 or whatever. And then I pawned the 4 because I was going to get the 5. I never got the 5. So I haven't played the new Madden or the new basketball. I haven't played anything on the 5. I heard the new. Is it good?
We haven't played it yet.
Okay.
So Liam's like nothing but Fortnite right now. And
they love Fortnite.
Sure do. So we went to GameStop yesterday to trade in a few games, and I asked the guy there about like PS5s. I was like, hey, do you know if you're getting a shipment? He said, yeah. He's like, we're getting a very stupidly small shipment. He's like, so if you want one, I suggest you be here at like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m.
Wow.
And because he's like, there will be a line of people out here. Yeah. And he goes, there. So, I mean, we want
get
one,
what?
The PS5.
Okay. Yeah.
This is so hard to get right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm just imagining it's probably amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I'm imagining. I'm just imagining it being amazing. But what is that, like $600 or $500? Is it like $600?
Yeah, he said the bundle was $8. But you can get, I saw like on Walmart, it's the just the console and like a controller is like $500. But
So like, what's the bundle? It got controllers and everything.
a couple of controllers, I think headphones, game.
Oh,
There might be a
that's
game
sweet.
to come with it, something like
You
that.
get the bundle.
Yeah. So, but no, Liam and I, we played a ton of FIFA, and we got
Okay.
a new FIFA, so we'll probably end up playing that a lot. But he gets pissed off when I beat him and he throws the stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
But
Johnny Yates with the virtual child abuse, everybody. With the digital child abuse.
Dude, if he didn't talk crap, I'd let him win. But he started talking crap halfway through the game. Like, well, all right, well, never mind. I'm gonna beat your ass.
All right.
So
and that's when I took it personal.
I took it personal. Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's I mean, luckily, man, I mean, we're lucky, man. I've got nothing but happy memories, family and Thanksgiving. And I mean, most of the time we stayed home. There's a few times we went like down to see family in Florida. I think we went down. I've got some family, or had some family, still do a few in Cayman Islands, and we went down there for a year. So it's we always try to do it. This year it's just the three of us, and both moms are coming over. So we'll have that later on today. So
oh yeah, man, that'll be cool. Here.
Yeah,
dude, man, they watch football or not? Really?
No.
Okay.
No, but it will be on. Yeah, it will be on. Yeah.
So you can check out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In fact, the Lions and the Bears just are probably they started playing about half an hour ago. So
Lions and Bears. We get to see golf today.
And Fields, is Fields playing? I don't even know if Fields playing there.
I don't know if he played.
Yeah,
I'm sure golf.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, well, I think we've talked enough about the Pats and the Jaguars and whatnot.
This was an amazing Thanksgiving Day special, man. I wish y'all the best Thanksgiving. This was a good one.
It was, man. And I'll get this put out here in a few. So you guys got all day today and Friday and Saturday to listen to it before the game on Sunday.
When you're drunk and high later on around your fireplace.
If you are drunk and high, go on and leave us a fantastic review.
Exactly.
I want to read your drunk and high review.
Bring me and John into your living room tonight. And not sexually. I know how that sounded. I didn't mean that sexually. Just bring us into your living room tonight.
Where'd this show go? We were talking about thankfulness and family.
This show has gone completely off the rails, ladies. We out here offering services that we shouldn't be offering.
Not at all.
I'm talking about Audible. I want you to bring us audibly into your living room.
Or watch us on YouTube if that's what
or watch us on YouTube and enjoy the Thanksgiving Out of Your Falcon Mind special.
That's right. So guys, we'll be back next week to recap this game with the Jaguars. Hopefully we will be recapping a win. I feel good. We're going to be recapping a win over the Jaguars. And like Mike said, I hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving today. With your families, if you are, and if you're not, and by the way, we should say not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving. So if you're not, we just hope you have a great Thursday.
Yeah, that's a great normal Thursday.
But we'll be back, like I said, probably Sunday or Monday, reviewing this game. And y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Eat a bunch of food, take a bunch of naps, watch a bunch of football,
and be grateful for Matty Ice. Be grateful for Matt. And you guys should be grateful for the Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast, the greatest Falcon podcast there ever was.
That's right. All right, boys. Well, that will close down episode 12 of Out of Your Falcon Mind. And that is it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Mike.
Peace.
We out.